Okay, I think I'm live now. I was having a lot of trouble there with my setup here. I had it all set and nothing was working. So I'm going to figure out what's going on here with my connection here. But I am looking at different things to do here. Hey everyone, my name is Patrick, and this is Everyday Tech for everyday people. And today I am doing a bit of stuff through OBS. Oh, not OBS. I was trying to do something through OBS, but now I'm doing something through my ATEM Mini here. And so for some reason, I am not getting as good of a bit rate as I was hoping, getting some warnings here. So anyway, I don't know who will pop in here later, but today I wanted to go over some things as far as Keynote is concerned. And if you don't know what Keynote is a free software that's with Mac, and Mac has a number of pieces of software. So, for example, it used to be called the iWork Suite. So they have pages and different things. And indeed, purple is popular. And I do have John in the house here. And actually, let me set up my things here as far as, oh, I'm a little bit flustered now as far as my setup here, but let's see if this will work. Let's see, there you go. We are in the house now, so, yep. And of course, I get a message here, and I forgot to turn off everything, but anyway, so I'm going to show you how I use. Okay, I'm just gonna reset here. I gotta, I gotta, show you how I basically use Keynote for a lot of these upgrades, or a lot of for live streams and even videos as well. So before I do that, I'm gonna talk about my setup here, and as you see in front of me, I have something new in front of me. I'm testing this out. I think I can get my levels a little bit higher here as well, but let me try that. Still up in the yellow there. Let's output the little bit more there. There we go. And so I am using a pod mic here. And so I just got this in. This came, got this via eBay, and it was at a good price, used. And I actually got it from Adorama, their used department. So I was getting it from a good source as far as that's concerned. And then I show this off in John's stream there at Coffee Talk and Tech. And uh, this is these are the lights here. So let me just let John know. Yes, I am enjoying the PodMic. I haven't really played around with it, and I have it on a box right now. I don't have my monitor arm, which is coming in a few weeks. So I'll let you know which one I got. And Christmas Clatter, thanks for joining me on this stream for the first time. I always see you on John and Jeff's stream, but welcome here. And let's see, what else can I say? Okay, so about my lights, I'm basically using 2 clamp lights. So you've seen this before. I'm gonna I have an extra one here that I'm gonna probably use as a hair light too sometime. But and I have these smart bulbs hooked up. Let me put this down here. So I have some smart bulbs hooked up to it, and there was a sale on Sylvania smart bulbs, and these, Sylvania is a very popular brand as far as lighting is concerned. But the reason why I like this is I'm able to run the iOS app on my M1 Mac. And that means I can control the lighting straight from my computer. So I was surprising John and Jeff the other day. I had it like this first, and I said, wait, let me do something here. And I got it I'm able to, so I have one on this side, one on this side. I'm able to control the lights from here. And so I can change it to blue, change it back to purple. We weren't too thrilled. Green was okay. We weren't too thrilled about the yellow. It's just not good, as far as skin tone is concerned. But yeah. And if you hear me hit my mic here, I have it on a box here. So, yeah. So let's get into this. I'm hoping this works. Okay, so I'm running this whole stream off my ATEM Mini Pro directly. And I'm going to do a video on this in the next week or two concerning how I can get everything in through my ATEM Mini Pro. So I'm able to even bring up these chats, no problem. And there's different ways to do this. And I don't have it totally set up right now. So you can see it's a little bit off as far as the Luma keys there is concerned, but I'll have to deal with that. So yeah. And then the other thing is I have my Mac M1 MacBook Air hooked up as another input on my ATEM Mini, and so I'm going to be able to bring up my I'm going to show you different controls as far as the ATEM Mini is concerned. As far as getting it to, I'm going to be able to show you the control center here, but I'm going to be going through how I use Keynote. And I was just having a heck of a time trying to find out what Keynote was. Anyway, the name of Keynote. So I was just like, I was trying to figure that out today. So I should have gotten another mouse here because I seem to be losing my mouse a lot in this setup I have. So there it is. So let me get right into what I wanted to talk about today, and this is Keynote. So let's get into Keynote here, and I'm going to switch to Keynote here. Now Keynote, of course, and I'm going to keep the ATEM Mini Pro back here, Control Center back here, because I wanted to show you how I integrate this into there. The Keynote is basically something like PowerPoint, but for Mac, and I feel it's a lot more powerful, and it's free. Well, free if you have a Mac. So, and let's see, does this work? Yeah, so it's free if you have a Mac, but of course you pay the Mac tax there. But for some, the past the past year, especially with the M1s, that tax is really not much of a tax because of the performance. You're really getting your money's worth now. And tomorrow Apple's going to have an event, and they're probably going to introduce the M1X or M2. I'm predicting M1X, it kind of goes with their kind of line of naming conventions. But okay, so I'm gonna keep this up here. Let me keep it up on this side for now. But and we're talking about creating graphics for your live streams and also lower thirds. You can do countdowns with it. I'm not going to show countdowns because it's a little bit more involved, but even more animated overlays as well. And I'm going to show you how you can integrate those into using other software like Ecamm, vMix, and OBS. So let's start with a basic white presentation here. And I'm going to go ahead and just delete all this, and we're going to create something here called, just do a lower third here, okay? So I'm going to call this Everyday Tech TV. And we're going to just go through this, and this is kind of a working session for me, but I will probably make this into, well, I've made this into a video actually, but I'm going to specifically talk about this in how you can integrate this with your software actually, particularly with the ATEM Mini. But okay, so, and I'm losing there. Okay. And this trouble with sometimes this display is it kind of flickers on me. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do this late. I mean, as far as fix that flickering is concerned. Let's do a shape here. I'm going to put this over this guy, and then we're going to rearrange the order here. And I'm not the most proficient at Keynote here, so but this is going to have to do. And then I'm going to bring this back here. There you go. We have it over there. Now what we want to do is change the opacity here of this guy to make it more there. And let's bring back the text here. We're going to change the text color here. Is this the text color? I think it, no, that's not what I want. So anyway, I think you're getting the point here of what I'm trying to do. Let's find my text color here. There you go. Okay. Now this is white, and if we wanted to, you know, you can make this any color. Let's make it kind of more similar to the colors that I use as far as my style is concerned. But okay, styles here. Let's go to more of a blue, and I'm going to bring up the opacity here. Okay. Now there's two ways to bring this in as far as a Keynote is concerned. Now Keynote and bring it from exporting it from Keynote into your software. Now the thing about why I like Keynote better is it allows you to do export ProRes 4444, which is transparent, or has an alpha channel movie, and that alpha channel movie is supported by Ecamm, vMix, and OBS. So I'm going to take me off here for now. And okay, we're going to go into documents here. And this is important. Actually, you need to click on the outside here. Make sure you're not clicking on any of these guys. We're going to go to format actually. And you see this background here. We're going to make it a no fill background. It makes it black, so that's why I kind of started with white so I can see what I'm doing. And then as we go up here, we're going to go to export to movie. And I've already I've done this a video on this before, but I just kind of, you want to do custom. I'm going to go 1920 by 1080. And here's the most important part of compression here. There is a ProRes 444 export with transparent background. And I'm not going to do it here, but this basically lets you do an background as far as, okay, I don't have my zooming features on here, so it's kind of small, but there is an Apple ProRes 444. Okay, so that's one way to kind of do it, and you can bring it into your software. The problem with the ATEM Mini, though, is that the ATEM Mini only supports media controls, and I'm going to bring in these graphics later. They only support still graphics. And so we're going to have to figure out how we can bring those in later. But the one thing is that I can do here is I can export this as a PNG file as an image and a PNG file to make it transparent, and I can also bring it into my software that way. Okay. The other thing I like about this, now we know how to do all that as far as exporting, and watch my video later on that. Keynote has really good, and I'm going to explain later that this will apply to PowerPoint, so your Windows user can use it there, or you Mac users who like PowerPoint can use it as well in your streams as well. But we can add an effect here, and I'm going to make this move in. And first, let me say hi to Sammy here. What's going on, Sammy? Sorry, I don't have everything set up here very well, but I am bringing this into, we are working with Keynote here. And so I know Kat has used this a lot as well, but so we can bring in, let's see here. So we can do some of these animations, right? I'm not going to do too much here. I'm going to select this one. Let's add an effect. Let's have it appear. Or do I want it to? Yeah. I said I wasn't going to do too much. Let's just have it dissolve in. Okay. And then let's do our build order. And we can do different things like have this one delayed a little bit. So with build one and have that delayed. So let's preview that. And so we can do this kind of animation in there, right? And then what we'll do is we're going to export it as a ProRes 4444 movie and bring that into vMix, bring that into Ecamm. But there's an issue with the A10 Mini as far as bringing in these animated graphics or bringing in graphics in general. So let's first talk about how we can bring this in to, well, okay, first let me talk about, let me get the PowerPoint out of the way. And I will agree with Sammy here, and I hope this works. There we go. I'm working on these overlays here. I'm just working with the A10, streaming from the A10 Mini Pro directly here. And I've heard some people say that they've run their whole business on Keynote, and these are like really high power, like very professional streamers, or they do streams for other people. Basically, they use Keynote for proposals, Keynotes for everything, and then starting to use Keynote for their graphics as well. And so if you check out Kat Mulvihill's channel, she did a really good one on easy ways to do these animations as well. I did one also on creating these subtitles, but let me talk about how you can do this. There's a way to do this in PowerPoint as well. And that is depending on if your well, not your graphic, depends if your software, streaming software can handle it. And I don't think Ecamm can do it, but Ecamm can do the ProRes 4444, but PowerPoint can't export it to it. What I'm talking about is you can change the background here to kind of a green and do kind of chroma key it out, if that makes sense. So you can do that. I can do that in the A10 Mini Pro. Actually, the A10 Mini line of products have a really good chroma key built in. And if I have time, I'll go through that. So let me just, yeah, let's be brave and do a live demonstration here as far as this kind of thing is concerned. So let's export this as an image. Why is that in the way? I don't know. Okay. PNG, let's just do a PNG. Export this into, let's see, everyday tech. Okay. I said Chrome, but it's supposed to be Chroma. So Sammy, I'm just wondering, can you chroma key out an image or a movie? I know you can chroma key out a a video source, and you can bring it in an external video source and chroma key that out, but I'm not sure. So I'd be interested to know what your thoughts on that are concerned. Okay, so I've already exported this. I'm just gonna not save this, but let's go back into my 810 mini here. It's 810 mini Pro. I'm going to my media pool here, and I've already done an export on a PNG file here. This is just a transparent PNG here with my Everyday Tech logo here. And so what I can do here is go to my upstream key. Now my downstream key is the one that's bringing the chat. If I wanted to do it a little bit better, I should have like switched these, but anyway, I digress. Okay. Let's go into the Luma key here. I'm going to bring in this as media player 1, media key 1, and then also I can so now what I can do is, now if I go on air, you can see that Everyday Tech shows up there. So in other words, if I switch back to myself here, and then let me get my 810 mini controls on my screen here, I can also bring up the on air, and that can bring me in there. Now there are ways to make this like fade in here, and I can fade in and out, and so that's what those are using external PNGs here, right? So let me get back to here first. But the other thing that we talked about was, let's say we want to bring in that other file here. So let me bring in that file that we did create, export. And let's pretend that that file is from, oh, okay. And I'm going to show you what file this is. So this is the file that we created. Let's say this file was created in PowerPoint. Okay. Let's just pretend that, because remember, I don't think you can do the ProRes 444. So I'm going to drag and drop this guy, this file, into my media pool here. And thanks. This is like my first stream using this, and I'm really happy with it as far as that's concerned. So I'm referring to Sammy's part, and yeah, these lower thirds are killing. I mean, the chat thing is killing me here as far as, but I'm not going to change it on the fly here. So definitely a recommendation from John and Jeff, even though they did switch to the RE, so which I'm not going to do. Okay. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's bring that into the media pool here. And what we need to do here is, change this to a chroma key. So there is a way to do this as a chroma key. I need to pick the right fill here. I think that'll do it. Or is this? Anyway, as you can see, I was not the most prepared today, but there we go. I think that'll do it. Yeah. So if we go into here, this is actually the new file that we created too. So it's a little bit, I mean, the only disadvantage is it's a little bit off as far as the colors are concerned. So, but it can be done in PowerPoint. And if you did do the graphics in PowerPoint, that's one way to do it. And if you can key out the green, then you can do animated stuff. But there are ways to do animated things in the 810 mini. And I'm going to bring back this guy. Remember, this is a PNG file. And let me bring this back to the Luma key, and let's see if it's still working here. Yep. So I'm going to show you this. Okay, this is the graphic that we have, right? But there is a way to do kind of, how do I say it, animated things. And so what they do is they have these things called flying keys. And let's see, what's the best way to show you guys this? I think I already actually had this. Okay. If, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. Let's bring this guy back here. Show you here. I'll show you what I after what I did later, but there's a way to, really do different types of graphics here and bring it in here. Let's bring it in full. Okay. Or you can set different waypoints. So if I bring this all the way here, and I can set a keyframe here, and then let's say bring it back to full. And actually I can speed this up too. So let's go. So I can bring this here. And this is all done through the ATEM Mini here. So before I go on, I'd like to say hi to Jay Smith, Jeff, and don't mind the overlay here. I'm going to stop apologizing for it. But as you can see, I have a shiny new thing here, Jeff. And yeah, I just found a good deal on eBay and I pulled the trigger. And so far I'm happy with it. And I'm seeming to get people who, I mean, at least Sammy and John think it sounds good. And if they think it sounds good, then that's good enough for me. So yeah. So let me get back to here. Remember, I'm running this fully on my ATEM Mini. This is animated graphics here, right? But there's only so many animated graphics as far as so many things you can do with it as far as that's concerned. But remember, I have to just set the position first. I can change the size if I wanted to. I can do very simple animations here. So basically I move this over, set a keyframe, and then now I can go there, right? Or I can set another keyframe. Let's say I wanted to go really big. Let's just do something weird here. Oh, wrong way. So I'm going to set my keyframe B. So now if I hit A, it'll go to certain, if I go to there, I can go to B. I can go back there. So there's different ways that there's different ways you can do it, right? So we have this is just using the ATEM Mini. I'm using the ATEM Mini Pro, but you can do this on the regular ATEM. So yeah, as I was telling John was saying this is a good example of the ATEM not just being a switcher, and there's just so much that you can do. So I feel like everyone sounds good. Even I feel like I'm still getting more. I was telling John and Jeff this. I'm still trying to get more into audio. So something even for me, I have a music background, but not like a performance music and just casually guitar, piano. I used to play trumpet actually, and I don't have a good. I don't know what to hear for. So I've been just starting to play around this past week, and I'm actually doing a lot of the processing in the ATEM Mini itself. So this stream is becoming more of a, hey, look what the ATEM Mini can do. So let me bring back the ATEM Mini Pro here, but let me show you what I was doing. I was bringing the graphic in and out, and then hitting the keyframe set A, and then every time I hit A, it would go off the screen, and then when I hit full, it would come back on the screen, if that makes sense. And then when I had the logo coming to the center, I positioned it, I set B, and then every time I was able to run the different things here. So that really means I only have really 2 or 3 waypoints but for lower thirds, you shouldn't really have that many as far as complicated animated graphics are concerned. So yeah, so that's one thing. But yeah, this is a really good way as far as I'm really happy with how this is turning out as far as getting graphics in here are concerned. Now, you saw that I had to like drag and drop a lot of these graphics in here. So I think you've seen this before on my other streams, but I can bring this guy up as far as I think this is concerned. I could just bring up a graphic here if I want. Now, the other thing is, so it's a lot of clicking around. But what the A10 Mini Pro or the A10 Mini line of things are really good at are macros. So you can create macros for all these different keys, and then I can assign those actually to my Stream Deck as well. So there's so many things, but this is not for a beginner. This is someone who likes to really play around with things. But the nice thing about having streaming on the A10 Mini Pro is that I don't have to rely on a computer to go online. Actually, if I have everything set up, I can take this somewhere, as long as the downside is I need to have an Ethernet connection. There's no wireless, but really, if you're going live, you should have an Ethernet connection, most recommended. But sometimes, what if you're out and about? So there's other ways to bring that in through a wireless, maybe a wireless transmitter or something with a Ethernet cord out on it. But as I'm able to bring this in, I'm able to just build macros with it. And building a macro in the A10 Mini, I'm not going to do it on this stream. It's a little bit, how do we say it? A little bit clunky in that sense. But once you get it set up, bam, and you can like save everything to XML files and bring them in for a show. So I'm caught in between there. Okay. One thing that I'll say is I can see one application for this is you can do shows remotely for people. All they have to do is hit the go on air and they're ready to go. You can set everything up for them as far as graphics is concerned. And there's ways that you can actually control the A10 Mini remotely as well. So I could send someone an A10 Mini Pro as a kit with a camera if I'm trying to produce their show or something, and I can do all the camera switching, after they get it set up. I can do all the camera switching remotely and get them all set up. So, so even for just clients themselves, they don't have to know too much about what's going on. So that's kind of one way to do it. Another way to, you can do this with the vMix or Ecamm software. You can bring them in as a guest, but have them as the main speaker, and then just kind of do a lot of control on your part. So I know Live Streaming Pros has done that before. Other people have done that as far as bringing in guests. And speaking of bringing in guests, there's different ways to do that, but using an A10 Mini Pro or OBS, there's no kind of built-in service. You're gonna have to use something like Video Ninja, which I'm a big fan of as well. But that's one way you have to do it. And if you're gonna bring in a guest through the A10 Mini, you're gonna need a computer for sure, and you're probably gonna need something like in Video Ninja, or there's other ways to do it through Zoom. But if you have to bring in more guests via Zoom, then yeah. So yeah, here there's someone else joining us. So what's going on, Ricky? Thanks for joining. And yeah, that's basically all I had to talk about today. This week I'm gonna finish editing a video I already did on 5 ways to go streaming. So I compare going direct through the browser, StreamYard. Then I did Ecamm Live, OBS, and then using the A10 Mini Pro. And really, I was just trying to do the pros and cons as far as video quality is concerned. I won't tell you which one did the best video quality, as far as you're going to have to watch the video. A little bit of teaser. But the other thing is, and I'm going to bring my controls back here. The other thing is the the other pros and cons have to do with really what you're trying to do. So bringing guests in. This is not the easiest way to do it as far as OBS or the A10 Mini Pro. But bringing in that, I would use StreamYard or Ecamm or vMix, but if you're just wanting to not have any, just go straight as far as straight is concerned, as far as like simply just go online, not worry about lower thirds, then just go straight through the browser. So yeah. Thanks. I'm getting a lot of great reviews today, and I hope it sounds good. So let me know if there's anything that I can improve on as far as uh, is the bass good enough? Is the treble coming out good? The highs, I mean. Just let me know. I'm a novice, especially when it comes to audio is concerned. So, yeah. So that's all I have tonight as far as what I wanted to go over. This was more of an A10 mini type of show instead of a Keynote show. But there's a lot you can do with Keynote, a lot you can do with the A10 mini. But as far as the A10 mini is concerned, if you're willing to do some tweaking, playing around with things, then that's the way to do it. So, and then first, let me come. Thank you. That's good to know. I bumped it up a little bit, and I was like hearing myself back on when I was on John's show on Thursday, and I was a little bit low compared to them, and I know I can just push it a little bit more. But let me just say this. Speaking of Coffee Talk and Tech, that I think you know where I'm gonna go with this. That was a great stream the other day, guys, and so I really enjoyed that stream. Because we I'm talking about Saturday night, and congratulations to getting to 1K, and yeah, that was awesome. And and I think Jeff can talk to this. I think he said he was just kind of in that range where he felt like it wasn't helping him, or he was stuck, like he had a compressor or something on him. So anyway, yeah, that stream on okay, and I'm trying to do something here real quick. Forgive me. I'm gonna bring in a file here that I sent this to John, and I hope he doesn't mind me showing this. Seriously, you don't understand. We were all excited for you, John, there too. So let's see if this shows. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna bring this in here. This is what let me take out Sammy here. Let's see. EQ's fine, but he wants, okay, gotcha. This is what I this is what I did a screenshot of. John, I hope you don't mind me sharing this one. But yeah, and Jeff, I hope you don't mind me sharing this one. But I was on Social Blade. If you don't know what Social Blade is, it does analysis on YouTube channels. And that's how I was getting the real-time subscriber count as it was coming up. And then as you hit 1,000, and you can see CJ in there getting the confetti ready. So yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, we were all excited, and I saw you guys go live until like 2 or 2:30, and then yeah, so yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. You don't understand, John. Like we are just as we're okay. I can't say we're more excited than you are, but we are excited as a community for you. It feels like we won too, and I really mean that. when one person, even if, like that's my goal next year is to get to 1,000, and that would be awesome. But um, even if I don't, I feel like we've already won. Like one of our own has gotten there, and I'm just doing this for fun. If I'm stressing about making money, let's say I lost my job and I'm really trying to get this, well, I would definitely put in different strategies into my videos and different things, niche down more, trying to. I always tell people I'm always breaking the rules. I pick the most generic logo. It was like a combination of Canva graphics and different things. If I ever go serious, I probably need to get something more original. But yeah, and but just being part of the community is awesome, and yeah, it was amazing, Sammy. It's just like, yeah, I don't know who was boosting it up, but it was awesome. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say is congratulations, John, again, and congratulations to the community. I would say that too. So uh yeah, and I am just gonna be just push as I have been. I'm still amazed even if I get any subscriber, and I've been averaging 1, 2, 3, 4 subscribers a day. And so again, I was hoping to get 300 by the end of the calendar year. I might get 600. Mind blown. So yeah. Anyway, I am gonna stop here. Long day of work this week, but we're gonna kill it at work, kill it on YouTube, and kill it on the streams. And I was a little unprepared. If you watched the replay in the beginning, nothing was working as far as my laptop here wasn't hooking up to my 810 Mini Pro here for some reason. So, and of course, we have our guest of honor here. You are quite late, but it's never too late for you to come in. So, yeah, glad you can make it, Ash. I hope you had a great time with family. Hope you had a good Canadian Thanksgiving. Glad you're here. I'm actually about to head out though, and it is 10:44 p.m. Ash. So I just want to give you the timestamp. I always have to give you a timestamp, whether it's on your stream or my stream. And just a review, this is the pod mic. I do have an mic arm coming in. I knew right away when I held this thing that it was not going to hold. It's a cheap $12 Amazon mic that could hold my other stuff, and I keep hitting it. But yeah, let me pick up this up. This is my mic stand extension today, and on just a tabletop mic stand here. So anyway, okay, thanks guys for joining me. I am out of here, and let me just say, Ash, if you catch me on the replay, I had an interesting opening. There was music. There wasn't a countdown because it wasn't showing for some reason. But anyway, see you guys later. Hope you are all doing well. And I'm just going to fade out to, let me just fade out to this one. I'll see you guys later.